just one little thing. Just one little thing. And keep on moving forward. This doesn't really affect you, but I just want you to know, before Sandra starts the second verse with the rhythm, I'm going to have Will do the drum thing 4 measures. It'll be a longer, extended thing before we start the second verse. But, you know, that's Sandra. But I'm just letting you know we're adding a little extra rhythm. Because I think it needs it.
Morning. There we are. Good morning, all. We are glad you are here, congregant or visitor, whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, wherever you are on your journey, however you identify, you're welcome in our faith community. If you're visiting here from the sanctuary, welcome. If you're visiting with us online, welcome. If you're visiting online, you want to learn more about us, click on the link in the chat box, and while you're in the chat, we do invite you to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and where you're watching from. Just know that we are glad you are here. And now, let us prepare for worship with today's centering music.
We're gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna work for change together. Work for change together. Work for change together. Never turning back. 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 Never turning back.
It's now time for our chalice lighting. The words are from Pat Uribe Lichty. We light our chalice today knowing that our hope and our passion are needed to change the world. We bring different gifts to the work, but we come together in one faith that what we do makes a difference to our world, this congregation, and ourselves. And we also light a special candle for Reverend Kathy's mother, Julianne Harrington, who passed away peacefully at the age of 99 last Sunday morning. Our call to worship is adapted from words of Margaret A. Kipe. As surely as we belong to the universe, we belong together. We join here to transcend the isolated self, to reconnect, to know ourselves to be at home, here on earth, under the stars, linked with each other and all beings. We gather for worship to lift up what is of worth: community, faith, love, justice, and on this day, our ability to meet the moment through our generosity and stewardship of this congregation. Let us worship together. Now, please rise in body or spirit and sing hymn number 126, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing.
Good morning. I'm Jen Johnson, one of the religious educators for our congregation, and I'm going to share the wisdom story with you today, along with some helpers who have joined me. The story is Sophia's Guest by fellow UU Becky Brooks. Once upon a time, there was a teacher named Sophia. Sophia had been a teacher in the town where she lived for so long that the kids she first had in class grew up and had kids of their own, and now she was teaching them too. Nearly everyone in the town knew and loved Sophia, because not only was she an excellent teacher, but she was also very kind. One day when Sophia got to work, she found a note on her desk. It read, "Dear Sophia, I will be around tomorrow. I wonder if I might stop by your house for tea tomorrow afternoon. Your friend, God." At first, Sophia thought it was a joke, But the more she thought about it, the more she realized that if it was a joke, it wasn't a very funny joke. And she couldn't think of anyone who would play a joke like that on her. Then she thought, what if it's not a joke? What if God really was going to come to her house tomorrow afternoon? Sophia thought she better get ready just in case. On her way home from work, she stopped by the store and bought one of those mats that people put out on their porch that says, in big letters, "Welcome." When she got home, she cleaned her house from top to bottom. She brought in fresh flowers from the garden and put them in a vase in the living room. And she cleaned and cleaned until everything was sparkly. In the morning, Sophia realized she didn't know what God liked to eat. So she baked bread. She made a casserole and a fruit salad, and she baked some cookies too. And what about tea? Did God like hot tea or iced tea or lemonade? She thought she should make it all. She was so nervous. She didn't know what to expect. Just then, there was a knock at the door. Sophia's heart went pat, pat, pat. She took a big breath, opened the door slowly, and on the other side was the mayor of the town. "Hello, Sophia. I was walking by and smelled the delicious fresh-baked bread." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in. I am expecting a very important guest, and you might want to meet that person. Please come in and make yourself at home." Sophia and the mayor had a nice discussion when there was another knock at the door. Sophia's heart went pat, pat, pat. She took a deep breath, opened the door slowly, and on the other side was a group of children from her class. "Hello, Miss Sophia. We were walking by and noticed the smell of freshly baked cookies." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in. I am expecting a very important visitor who you may want to meet. Please come in and help yourself to some cookies." The children were giving some much-needed advice to the mayor when there was another knock at the door. Sophia's heart went. She took a deep breath and opened the door slowly, and it was the auction committee from the UU congregation. "Hello, Sophia. We heard the tea kettle and laughter and thought you might be having a party. We love a good time, and we need some practice for the upcoming Anything Goes prom gala." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in. I'm expecting a very important visitor who you might want to meet. Please come in and make yourself at home." All afternoon, people stopped by Sophia's house, lured by the yummy smells and the happy sounds. The townspeople filled her house, upstairs and downstairs, and into the backyard and front yard, too. As they got hungry, they made dinner together and ate as the sun set and the moon rose. It was a great party. People were playing games and telling stories, baking, playing music together, talking, and dancing. Sophia had such a nice time that she completely forgot about her very important guest. She waved goodbye to her friends at the end of the night and felt contentment at having such a lovely party. In the morning, though, Sophia woke and remembered everything. She was confused. Wait, whatever happened to God? All during her walk to work, she tried to figure out what had happened. Along the way, she smiled and waved to the people that she ran into who had been at her party. She thought to herself, I should really do that again sometime. When Sophia arrived at work, she was surprised to find another note on her desk. It read, "Dear Sophia, I had such a wonderful time yesterday. The bread was delicious, the cookies were divine, and tea mixed with lemonade is my absolute favorite. Thank you for being such a wonderful host. I hope we can do it again soon. Love, God." Thank you to all of the helpers today. And now, children and youth, we invite you to join us for religious exploration. We're going to sing you out of the sanctuary in just a minute. And first, just want to invite any parents who are new today to walk out with their children so that they can meet their leaders and figure out where to pick them up at the end of the service. So, congregation, let's sing them out.
In the center of our service and in the center of our lives, let us pause to honor the silences of the world. Let us open our hearts to the silent prayer for the healing of pain, that place of quiet in the soft, gentle coming of love. We begin with an embodied prayer, followed by a moment of silence. I invite you to join in this body prayer. I'll show it to you, and then we'll do it through together. And then we'll all pray only with our bodies in silence 3 times. We begin with our hands in front of us to find our inner quiet. We raise our arms up high to open ourselves to our highest dreams. We bring our hands to our hearts to affirm the strength of our inner voice. We extend our hands out in front of us to offer ourselves in service to others. We'll do it again. We begin with our hands in front of us to find our inner quiet. We raise our arms up high to open ourselves to our highest dreams. We bring our hands to our hearts to affirm the strength of our inner voice. We extend our hands out in front of us to offer ourselves in service to others. Now let us share a moment of silence.
Now is the time for acknowledging our joys and sorrows with a candle lighting ritual. If you're in the sanctuary, please feel free to come forward to light a candle. If you're online, please write in the chat box any joys and sorrows that you would like to share with the congregation.
The Meet the Moment campaign is officially concluding today. Yay! I'm very happy to say that the campaign went extremely well. And so, by the total, absolute, and awesome power of the board presidency vested in me, I officially declare and decree that we have indeed met the moment. Let me give you a few details. When I stood before you 5 weeks ago and announced that we were launching this second Ask campaign, I said that if all those who pledged to our annual giving drive last spring were to give 20% of what they gave then, we'd have about $120,000, which would be enough to completely wipe out our budget deficit. I knew this would be a huge stretch, even in the best of times. Add to that the pandemic, the ministerial transition, all the troubles in our world, and the expected and normal disengagement of many of our congregation. I wasn't sure we could reawaken enough to make any sort of dent in that giant deficit. But you got to ask. Well, we asked, and you responded. Now, we didn't get all 120,000, but we got 104,000 in pledges, which is 87% of that $120,000 deficit, 87% of my absolutely wildest dreams, and enough to put us on very solid financial ground going forward. Wow. Wow. A few more details. Well, you can clap. So a few more details. Strangely enough, we got these fantastic results having received pledges from less than half of our giving families. And it's not as if we got pledges from only the top givers. We got pledges fairly uniformly distributed through the entire giving spectrum. We had a few very large gifts. Fully half of the givers gave more than 20% that we asked for, with some of us going way over that 20%. What was particularly surprising and inspiring to me was that we got 9 pledges from non-members that we didn't even sort of formally ask. Folks who haven't been pledging in our annual drive, and some of whom weren't even in our records. They're new. More wow. We must be doing something right. Whatever the case, I want to sincerely thank all of you who gave, all of you who stretched to meet this moment in whatever way you could. My secret hope, which I'm making unsecret right now, is that folks who have not yet pledged to meet the moment will do so soon, and will put us over that wildest dream threshold of $120,000. We're only 13% shy of that goal, and half of our givers are still out there. So to help things along, I have pledge forms and envelopes right here. So dig me out after the service if you want to avail yourself of that. Of course, you can always pledge online, either through the links in the last 4 e-news announcements or through Realm. Also, if you actually brought a pledge form with you today, because we did mention you could do that, please place it in the offering box next to the sanctuary door right over there after the service. I didn't even know it was there till somebody showed it to me today, so it's just right at this door right there. It will be gratefully received. In spite of my secret hope, you won't hear any more exhortations about this campaign after what is said here today, I promise. I do have to remind everyone, though, that this drive was not our normal annual giving drive, which will come around as usual in the spring. And one more addendum to that secret hope. I'd really love to be able to announce in a month or so that this campaign actually eliminated that giant deficit. Wouldn't that be great? Now, just a few personal words from me. I came here in 2017 from a church in the Boston area where I was pretty active for more than 30 years. I was involved in all manner of fund drives, annual drives, capital campaigns, even 2 second ask campaigns. It's not that I like doing this money stuff. I actually meet those moments with a ton of dread. It's just that I think our theology of money and our financial gifts are so incredibly important. If we're going to survive, we need money. And if we're going to actually thrive, we need a real firm financial base of givers committed to UU ideals and our mission. Did we have those givers here? Being relatively new to UU Asheville, or at least to our giving patterns, I had no idea. When we passed our deficit budget in June, I believed it was the right thing to do. But that right thing filled me with more dread than I'd ever felt before about a fund drive. That dread came from 3 main sources: the huge deficit we faced, obviously, my uncertainty about that theology of money here at UU Asheville, and our ability to reawaken from these last 2.5 years, which have taken a toll. What I want to tell you is that I'm humbled by the giving we've received. UU Asheville has shown me that high level of commitment that is required for a thriving church. Most importantly, you've shown that ability to turn this corner and reawaken, re-engage, and rededicate. I'm so thrilled. And my dread is gone, at least until the next fund drive. Thank you all so very, very much.
Thank you, Clyde. My feeling of dread is also gone, just in case anybody was wondering. So I am going to share a couple personal reflections, and then I'm going to ask Brett to help me facilitate some congregational reflections. And then we're going to end with celebration, because today's theme, I think, is about celebration. If you've been here in years past, you know that we've had something called Celebration Sunday. It kind of comes at the end of a pledge drive. This is a mini version of that. And so the theme of today's Having Met the Moment is absolutely reflection and celebration. So here's my personal reflection. To me, this is a moment to be grateful for and to celebrate our UU community specifically. We met the moment, even though, as Clyde mentioned, not everyone was able to give. Think about that for a second. What better example of being in community with one another? And we even found support from folks who aren't members that we didn't ask officially. That's quite a testament. The last few weeks, if you've been in church or you look at the e-news, you've noticed these testimonials coming through. And for me personally, these have been very moving. Clyde Harden gave one, Adam Griffith, Ann McClellan, Catherine Murphy, Monica Youngman. They really, in my opinion, paint the picture of who we are. And for the Jernigans, speaking for the Jernigans, we've only been here a relatively short while, maybe 5 years or so. I don't know how that translates in UU years. Again, we're relatively new. And I'm also not quite sure how to count the COVID years in there either. So hadn't been here that long, and honestly, we're still getting to know you, if you will. Yeah. But we feel at home, and that we feel that this place is special. And that's what's sort of coming through pretty loud and clear for me in this Having Met the Moment. I can only think that when we go searching for a called minister, that we're going to find a lot of folks lined up at the door for a chance to be a part of what we've got going on. And what else excites me is, and maybe what excites me most, is the work that lies ahead. We have a thriving RE program, a religious education program. We have a continuous young crop, or crop of young minds, to nurture with lots of water and sunlight and educational fertilizer, so we can put out there in the world more good people who can find ways to help and serve others. I personally have 2 kiddos in the RE program, and if I'm being honest, I'm learning as much from them as they go and as they grow. We also have a resurgence of engagement. Clyde, I think you call it a reawakening. That's a good way to say it. The halls are full again. The Wednesdays are once again a thing, or as my friend Brett likes to say, a thang. Is that right? It's a Wednesday thang? Yeah. Well, it's a thang again. We have so many visitors coming in here on Sundays that we had to get an extra microphone to pass around for the introductions. Just an example of the resurgence of community that I'll share with you. Last month we were at the Mountain Retreat, which, by the way, was just brimming with conversation and music and movement and laughter. All these things that strike me as our hallmarks of our community. And I want you to just imagine this scene for just a moment. This is across all generations as well. And there's a room where Steve Lapointe is facilitating a conversational Spanish workshop. All right? Do you have it in your minds? Okay. C, thank you. And among the participants, so Steve Lapointe, who is, I'm not going to say old, he's older than me, so I'll just say, again, my point is a multi-generational situation here. So Steve Lapointe, and picture him, and there's a group of students or participants in this workshop, which includes Elliot Goodson, who is 6, just chatting it up with Steve like they're old Peace Corps buddies. Yeah, apparently he goes to a Spanish immersion school, and they were just chatting away, and it just struck me, and I wanted to share that moment with you as an example of this resurgence, this reawakening that I see in our community. And then I'll share the last thing that I'll share with you today that excites me looking forward is our work ahead with the 8th principle and decentering whiteness and dismantling racism. And I'll share with you that in my line of work, it's kind of a specialized field of engineering that there aren't a whole lot of folks even around the world that do. It's a fairly small group, sort of tight-knit network and community of professionals. So I've got some friends, and they're all over the world, and as you might expect in the engineering field, it's mostly men, and it's mostly white men. But this one particular colleague is a female, and she lives in England. She and I were having a chat, and she says, you know, Will, our industry is full of old white men, and it's really just a little too male, pale, and stale. And I looked at her, I said, Joe, that's really funny. And then I stopped for a second. I was like, wait a minute, I'm at least 2 of those things. And I'm getting staler by the year. My point being is that this is something that's going to compel us to get out of our skin, literally. And I look forward to it. And it's so important that we do that and the work ahead. So, with that, those are my personal reflections on us having met the moment with a heart of gratitude. This is how I share that with you now. Brett, let me ask you, if you will, to help us with the next piece, which is our collective reflection. And this is where, so you just heard my reflections. I'm going to ask Brett to help us do a collective reflection, and then we'll end with our celebration.
Does anybody know who Billy Jonas is? Yes. Raya, you know Billy? Okay. Billy's one of my favorite musicians. This is Mike 4. And he's from Asheville. This is one of his songs. It's a song that reminds us that there's a light in each of us, but we don't have to generate that light. We just have to clear out the crap and let that light shine through us. So I'm gonna teach you that song, and we're gonna sing it together. Hey, Will, can you hear it? Will, can you turn it up a little bit more? Okay, so this is how it goes. It's called We Are Hollow Bamboo. So I'll sing it through. I'll sing each line through once. We'll just do this real slowly. And you'll sing it back to me. It goes like this. We are hollow bamboo. We are hollow bamboo. Open up your heart and let the light shine through. Open up your heart and let the light shine through. 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 Okay, so let's do that together. We are hollow bamboo. Open up your heart and let the light shine through. Light shine through. Light shine through. We are hollow bamboo. Open up your heart and let the light shine through. Light shine through. Light shine through. Now just hollow bamboo. We are hollow bamboo. We are hollow bamboo. We are hollow bamboo. We are hollow bamboo. Thank you.
And with this, now that we are recentered, let us express our collective gratitude. I would like for you to turn to the person on either side of you, actually both sides of you, and tell them thank you for meeting the moment and being part of this community. Okay, that's enough. Now, I want you to turn to the person behind you and in front of you and say the same thing. And with gratitude for our UU community, may we find spiritual fulfillment in the act of giving and serving rather than it being a means to an end. And may we always give without remembering and receive without forgetting. May it be so. Please rise as you are willing and able to sing with us hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
It's better if you use the words on the screens because we're doing an extra verse that's not in the hymnal.
All right, Les is going rogue with the hymn. Follow the screen.
Ready to give.
That's great. And now for the work of the congregation. One of the things that we do that, actually I want to share something really brief here. When I came here, first of all, in 2015, thinking about living here, the first thing I did was check out the church. And they said, visitors, stand up and say who you are, where you're from. And so my wife and I did that. And then everybody shouted out, welcome. And I just thought it was the greatest thing. And that's what we're doing now. So if you're a visitor and you're willing to stand up and give us your name, maybe where you're from, your social security number, no, not that, if you have something else you'd like to say, that's fine. But so I think we have a couple of microphones around, so any visitors, just pop up your hand and say hello, and you'll get a mic from somebody.
Hi, my name is Tori, and this is my daughter Autumn, and this is my partner in crime, wife Hillary. And where are we from? We're coming from. We've been here for 20 years, so this is home. And we've been trying to get here for the past 6 months, it feels like. But we're really glad to be here, so thanks.
Welcome.
Hi, my name's Sheldon Cohen, and this is my wife.
Hello, hi, I'm Tricia Hansen.
And we're visiting from Maryland and contemplating relocating to Asheville. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Oh, sorry. An important note that we are from the UU Silver Spring congregation.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emily, and this is my husband, Garrett. You probably saw our little ones maybe saying hi, waving at you. That's Oliver and Theodore. They're excited to be here, too. And we live in East Asheville.
Welcome.
My name is Sean Bartelt. I have a place in West Asheville near Candler. We're one of those annoying halfbackers, so I spend half my year in Sarasota, Florida. But I was a UUer in Charlotte and Orlando for many years, and it's great to see this church and join this church as well.
Welcome.
And God bless Florida.
Hi, I'm Patricia. I had my little son, Osiris. He's downstairs. We are just visiting for the weekend. We used to live here. Now we are in the New River Valley of Virginia, and we go to the UU NRV there. We're just here visiting my sister, Victoria.
Welcome. Does that about do it? Oh, no.
Wait.
Oh, my gosh, this is a very special one here. Hey, Wendy.
Hello, my name is Wendy, and I'm a recent, new member, joiner of the congregation. And
my name is Karen Ellis, and we are married.
Yep.
Yeah, Wendy is not telling you the whole story here.
Yeah, she's totally.
Wendy is our new Director of Administration, and let's welcome her here. Thank you. What a nice surprise. Okay, so our announcements run as slides at the beginning of the service. You may have seen those. If you missed them, just refer to Wednesday's weekly e-news, and everything is described there. So we'll put it off that way. You are also invited to join us for Zoom Vespers on Wednesday, followed by an 8th Principle Reflection Circle. That's also via Zoom, with members of our 8th Principle team and Reverend Claudia. The Zoom link will be shared in the e-news. Our community plate recipient this month, it seems like this month, is Beloved Asheville. And I think we have a video, is that right, Will? Okay, hit go.
Hi, friends from UUCA. This is Amy from Beloved Asheville. And I want to invite you to think with me a minute about the power that we have to nourish one another. I had a wise mentor that told me once, justice is good, but supper is essential. We know that people in our community are hungry for the food that they need for life. And so we reach out through a variety of projects, including our free farmers markets happening in neighborhoods throughout our county, delivering over 5 million pounds of food in the 2 years of the pandemic. Our community garden projects that grow fresh, healthy food, and our Plants to the People, where people can grow their own gardens in their backyards or on their stoops. Of course, our street pantry project, which many of you know well and support, we have 15 locations throughout the county where people can receive daily the things that they need as they're struggling through the housing crisis. Food security is so important, and we want to make sure that we create spaces in our community for food sovereignty and to be able to share that time of community around the table. And so we created La Cocina de Mamá, Mama's Kitchen, our food truck behind me here, that is taking fresh, healthy foods into food deserts and also helping the new generation learn food ways from African American, Latinx, and Appalachian culture. When we sit across from one another at the table, we begin to enter into a space where we share bread and we share our connection through the heart. Companion simply means that, with bread. And so when we walk together, we know that we are nourishing something deeper and greater than we can ever imagine. And so I want to invite you to share food this month so that we can support people in our community that are food insecure. And I want to invite you to come out and experience community through a number of the things that we're involved in. You can volunteer and begin to sit at table with people in our community who are struggling today and who have gifts to share. So I invite you to nourish body and soul through Beloved Asheville. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy, even though you can't hear me. And now Anita Feldman and Jim Campbell have an important message for us.
Thank you, Clyde. Our congregation, you probably know, adopted our own street pantry of Beloveds that's on Charlotte on December 5th, 2021, and probably a lot of you were at, speaking of celebrations, the celebration we had last year on December 5th.
The street pantries placed throughout Buncombe County provide easy 24/7 access to supplies near where people live and gather. And we know our street pantry on Charlotte is helping because it's empty nearly every time the volunteers come to fill it.
So speaking of the generosity of this congregation, we have 63 congregants and friends that have made a commitment of time and treasure all year. There are 35 adopters who each one fills the pantry at least once a month, and 28 sustainers who have made the commitment to donate at least once a month. So Amy wrote a message to all of us. She wrote,
To the amazing street pantry volunteers at UUCA, your heart is evident. Your consistent power in showing up for those most vulnerable among us speaks volumes to people often pushed aside and demonized. Your compassion in action says to these community members, you are worthy, you belong, you are cared for in real and concrete ways. We are glad you are part of our community.
Her writing continued, thank you, Street Pantry faithful, for your beautiful work on the front lines to be present to people living through the housing crisis in our community. This is what hope and healing look like for our entire community. May your actions ripple out in wide waves. So now would all the volunteers who are here today stand up and be acknowledged? Thank you.
Yes, thank you to all our pantry volunteers. Today's offering will now be collected and gratefully received.
So we are going to make test. Can y'all hear me okay? We're going to make a joyful noise during today's offertory. And this is a song that celebrates lifting each other up as a community. I've seen you in the sadness. I've seen you when you hope to die. I heard you say that it's raining all over the world. But what did I tell you? What did I say? Just when your faith has gone, one more day. I've seen you with your head low, face down on the ground. I've heard you say that you're lost and you couldn't be found. But what did I tell you? What did I say? Just when your faith has gone, give it one more day. Next thing, you're shining right back at the sun. You're blowing right back at the wind. You're rolling right back at the ocean. Nothing's gonna do you in. So give it one more day. Give it one more day. Just when your faith has gone, give it one more day. Well, I've seen you when your soul shines, and I've seen you when your heart sings. I've heard you say that the world don't owe you a thing. What did you tell me? What did you say? Just when your faith has gone, give it one more day. Just when your faith has gone, give it one more day.
Just love those Sandburgers. Referencing the collection for the gifts of your time, presence, and talents and treasure, we are grateful.
All right. You guys ever heard of the auction? Yes. Anybody ever been to the auction? Yes. Can I get an amen? Yes. All right. Let's talk about the auction real quick.
Well.
Hey, Tori. Hey, Tori, how are things going this year with the auction?
Well, we've got a lot of great donations, almost 150 so far, and we've got a gala planned with the Sandburgers, with dinner, and music and dancing and a live auction.
Well, doesn't that sound amazing? Just one follow-up question. How are ticket sales going?
Well, a little sluggish, and so far, very slow. If it doesn't pick up significantly, we are meeting this evening to decide whether we can afford to have an in-person gala. I'm getting more gray hairs by the minute.
Oh, that would be a bummer, Tori. And we would miss out on a lot of fun music like we've had here today. So, what can we do?
If you want to attend the gala and you haven't purchased your tickets, you can do so today at coffee hour. You can see Ann McClellan or contact her directly, or you can purchase them on the auction website, rsabid.com. We need every one of you to get off your duff and get in there and buy your tickets. Thank you.
All right. Hashtag save the auction. All righty. Today has been a wonderful opportunity for reflection and for celebration of having met the moment. Our closing words by Susan Carlson. We leave blessed by our connections to one another, blessed to the Spirit of life, connections to the Spirit of life. Walk lightly so that you see the life that is below your feet. Spread your arms as if you had wings and could dance through the air. Feel the joy of breath in your lungs and the fire in your heart. Live to love and be a blessing on this earth. Go in peace and love. Please rise in body or spirit as we extinguish the chalice and sing our closing song, followed by the postlude. And in case you didn't get the theme that this is a celebratory Sunday, there is cake at in the Sandberg Hall. So please join us there. And now we'll sing our closing song.